Hey guys, how's it going? So today I'm going to be recording a video about what I've been doing in the Launch World Beta, and what my goals are and what I've been trying to advance through so I can really stress test the game eventually. That's the goal ultimately, is to really put a good stress test on it and see what it can natively run. I also build hopefully something really cool that can maybe be included in some demo test world for people to just press a button and see something happen. Anyway, those are what I would like. I don't know if that's actually what's going to happen. I haven't even talked to Jimmy about that. But anyway. So I've been working on basically units that can square and units that can do multiplication. And the idea is squaring should be able to be optimized over multiplication. And so I actually found a resource that showed that if you just start with like a 2-bit square and a 2-bit multiplier and work your way from just using those base tools, those base 2-bit versions, and just have some adders, and you can just keep sticking adders on the output, then you can like fractally and recursively build up larger and larger units. So what I want to talk about today is basically, here's a 2-bit square. So here's the value 1, and there's value 2. And then obviously together is 3. So 0 squared is obviously 0. Then we have 1 squared, which is 1, makes sense. 2 squared, which is 4, and you can see this is just a placeholder. There's literally just nothing there, so it's like a shift. And then if you do both, oops, I turned it off. If you do both, 3 times 3 is 9. So there is a 2-bit squaring unit, and here's a 2-bit multiplier built using a Wallace tree multiplier, and here's using a Vedic multiplier. So the algorithm is slightly different, but at this scale it almost doesn't matter, except for if you want to if you don't want to use relays or not. If you don't want, so basically what this is doing is it's saying, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. And that's what these AND gates represent, those half products. And then it sums them up using an adder. And this adder here has a carry chain. What this does is it just is able to calculate differently without using a full adder based off the Vedic algorithm. So I don't really want to have to go through it in this video, but that's all I'll give away for now. So if we have like 1 times 2, we get a 2 on the output. If we do 1 times 3, we get a 3 on the output here, 1, 1. If we do, like 2 times 3, then we get a 6, and if we do 3 times 3, that's me turning it off again. There we go, 3 times 3, that's 9, which is like what we got here, but like, this is obviously much smaller. If we were to build a multiplier just to use it as a square, it would be much bigger than it needs to be, at least for 2 bits. And then here's like the Vedic multiplier, 3, 9. And you can see that's synced. So now what we can do is we can take, I'm going to be working with this Vedic multiplier here, and this 2-bit square, and we're going to take those, and we're going to build a 4-bit squaring unit. So to build a 4-bit squaring unit, we need 2 2-bit squares, so we need 2 of these, and we're going to need 1 2-bit multiplier, which is one of these here. So what we do is we take the 2-bit squares there, and we take the top 2 bits, and those go into the 2 inputs for a square, and the bottom 2 bits go into the bottom 2 inputs for the square. And then the multiplier, the side inputs get the bottom 2, and the top inputs get the other 2 inputs set for it, because that's all the multiplier has for inputs. And then we just sum up the results with like some shifting in there, like we insert a 0 and just shift it. And that's basically what this peg is doing, it's just inserting a 0 so you know not to put anything there. And then here we now have on the output 8 bits. So if I test this, if I have, gotta set this back to the way, oops, I just totally deleted a block I shouldn't have, didn't I? Oh yeah, okay, I see, it's this one right here. Hopefully, that's all I deleted there. If not, I can just grab another copy of this board and paste it in. Anyway, so like here's 5 times 5, which should be 25. Okay, so yeah, I did break. Yeah, I don't know what I broke. Oh, I see. I see, it was right here. There we go. There's 25. 16 plus 8 is 24, plus 1 is 25. Do that's 36, which should be 32. Oh, that's 7, so that's 49. So that's 32 plus 16, which is 48, plus 1, which is 49. And if we do 15, it's 225, which is, yeah, 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 1. So now that we have a 4-bit squaring unit, we should be able to build an 8-bit one as long as I have an 8-bit or a 4-bit multiplier as well. So here's a 4-bit multiplier. Like I said, it could be built, everything, the multipliers here and the squares are built recursively, using previous units that we have built, and then adding adders to those, and then using those at new units as multiples of those to build the next larger one. So you can see, here's those, the 2-bit multipliers. We're taking 4 of those 2-bit multipliers, one there. We're hooking up our inputs in such a way that split them up and distribute the half products in an easier way to calculate. And then we add up our final product right here. So here you will see this is a 4-bit multiplier with an 8-bit result. And, you know, we'll do like 5 times 5 like this. Oh, I guess it's pretty dumb to hook them up to the same thing. We'll do 5 times 4, no. 5 times 6, which is 30. There you go. So 2, 4, 8, and a 16, that's 30. With a 1 would be 31 there. So yeah, if you wanted to use this as a square, this is so much larger than just this alone. Well, I mean, there's more units involved than just this. I mean, at this scale, they're kind of at the same size. But here's what's kind of cool to think about. We don't have to start at the very beginning step here. What if we realize that 4 inputs with 16 combinations is just basically a 4-bit decoder, and a 4-bit decoder is like really easy to build. So if we have, say, recursively built functions, and we can take advantage of using like a lookup table that's just easy to build for like the 4-bit versions, and then build the 8-bit one up out of the 4-bit one that we've already have, using like 2 4-bit ones, then that's a huge step ahead than having to like literally build it from multipliers from the ground up, you know? You know, we don't have to start from the bottom. We can start with a ROM, basically, that encodes the right value. So basically, the green is one 4-bit decoder that is 0 through like 8, 0 through 8, and the top one is then 9 through 15. And so they just encode a different number into this right here. So if, for instance, if we want to do 15 squared, we just put in 15, it's just going to output 225. It's not computing anything, it just stores input 15 means outputs 225. You know, so there's 10, so there's 100. So yeah, so that is what we're going to use now in combination with this to then build an 8-bit version, and that's right here. Well, actually, before we even get there, we can build the 8-bit version just using these for comparison. So if we built the 8-bit version using those, here's an 8-bit square, or 8-bit input, which would have 16-bit output, which is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And right now we have FE01. Yeah, so if you input FF and square it, you get out F E01. So we have 1111, which is F, 1110, which is E, 0000, which is 0, and 0001, which is 1. And then if we were to then replace these with, you know, using the lookup table, take you guys a little sneak peek. I'll pull it out of here. And now, there we go, there's a nice size comparison. So, this is the same as this here, just this one's built using the small lookup tables versus having to use these non-lookup table based ones. Which, if I know if they weren't standing on pegs, it would still be smaller. But still, just this itself is smaller than like all of this. Like you'd have to, like, there's no way to really to get this too much smaller, like other than, you know, getting rid of it that's standing on pegs like that. So I think this is like definitely looking better. And then what you can do is you can take 4 of these, or 2 of these, and then like a bigger multiplier, and keep going with it. So basically, I think that's this right here. Here we go. So here is then a full scale, fully synced. So this purple thing here has 11 ticks of delay. That one has 11 ticks of delay. And this has 11 ticks of delay, this yellow. So for it to all then get onto the green bus, then that delay is accompanied or compensated for here, there, and then it comes through there, like that. So we have delay there, we have delay there, we have delay there, and it all adds up to make up for the right amount of delay, because we also have delayed it right here properly. Because these things are massively faster compared to like what they used to be. The issue with that is you need to sync it still with the slowest components that aren't that. The only reason we switched to these is they are just so much easier to build, and in my opinion use less components, so that's like better. Like they're not using relays and stuff to calculate that, so it's just like a lot better. And so yeah, here is now a 32-bit result with 16-bit input. So if you input all F's on the input, like this, you get out on the output F, E, F, E, what? No, that should be F, F. Oh, I thought I fixed this. Did it get rolled back? I had fixed this. Anyway, yeah, there's just one bit out. I remember. It was like an update or something like that I had to fix. But yeah, so imagine that's not out. So it'd be FE0001. So it's like, yeah, I gotta. There was some reason. It was like a ghost wire or something like that. It was like being powered, but it shouldn't have been. There, like I had like left an input on or something like that. Yeah, I don't really feel like bug hunting for it right now, but yeah, that's how this works. So the idea is we'll build up recursively, and we'll get to the point where we can have a square unit that's quick, and then can just be, you know, these can be slices that we have a lot of. Like, this world is huge, and hopefully we can just stack the shit out of all of this, and everything will go smooth. That is my goals. So yeah, in the future live streams and stuff that I do of this, I will be building like the screen and like the rest of the logic for this, because like I have all the logic. Well, I know what needs to be done because I've built 16-bit fixed point Mandelbrot before, so now all I'm doing is just basically giving it color displays, I guess. That's the only thing different. So yeah, this kind of turned out to be a longer video than I hoped it to be, and it's got to be up before 9 a.m. on Wednesday. It's got to be up at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. This is my version of Logic World Wednesdays. I'm just going to post it way early before Jimmy, so you guys can get like 2 doses of Logic World, like something like I've done, and then like actual updates that Jimmy has done. And yeah, I'd just like to probably continue doing content on Logic World on Wednesdays, just to keep like some sort of like consistency. But other than that, like there'll be all sorts of videos coming out, and then also the 1024 sub special, one Kibby sub for all you computer nerds. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Okay, just for the record, I found the bug. It's this right here. So I just have to fix that by putting another adder module here and then doubling that bus up and moving it there. So yeah, that's it. Anyway, see you next time.